Hello everybody. Gotta turn the fireplace on. Sorry to say goodbye to Lo-Fi Girl, but she just doesn't make sense when we're reading Dracula. We might bring her back later, though. Got my nice peppermint tea out here. It supposedly makes you smarter. I don't know if any of you heard that. That was something my mom really believed in back when we were studying for the SATs, was that peppermints, mint in general, was very good for your brain. So she would buy, I kid you not, I shit you not, she probably bought thousands of peppermints over the course of 4 months to make sure we passed the SATs and made gallons upon gallons of peppermint tea. Uh, for the record, I did do very well on the SAT, so maybe there is something to it. I feel smarter already, and my mouth feels so clean. It's like loosening up my sinuses, too. Mm. Oh, before we get into the story today, I have to mention I was vocalizing earlier while I was making breakfast, as men do. And I found my new highest note. I don't even know if I can sing it because I'm gonna have to turn filters off real quick. Okay, the everything's about to sound real noisy. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. I found my new highest note. I'm gonna move the mic away from my mouth. I found my new highest note, and it's a high one. Okay, I just have because I'm just vocalizing while I'm making toast. And for some reason, my throat was like, and this is to go even further beyond. Okay, I should probably just sing the note. I should probably just sing the note. It's oh, let me find it. Let me find it. There it is. My new highest note. And the only reason I bring that up is because like I can do that and it doesn't hurt my throat at all. It's just and I have new highest note now. Just a thing I can do. I don't know how this would be helpful in any way, shape, or form. I don't sing opera or participate in musical theater. I have a high note now. That's it. That's the tweet. Mm. But yeah, new high note achieved. I'm pretty proud of that one. I showed it to a friend, and they were like, it reminded me of that scene in Phantom of the Opera where the Phantom just goes, sing. I don't know. I've never seen Phantom of the Opera. That's just how they described it. I know. I need to see Phantom of the Opera. I know. It's on the list. I've listened to the soundtrack, okay? I know all I ask of you, front and back. I could sing a duet with myself, okay? No more talk of darkness. Forget those wide eyed fears. I'm here with you beside you to hold you and to hide you. Like, I know the song, I just never actually saw the play. Okay. So, like, anyhow, before I wear out my voice singing, we're reading more Dracula today. A little bit of catch up from last time. Renfield is dead. Dracula killed him. It's not a great position for him to be in. Renfield, in his last moment of sanity, fought Dracula to try and save Miss Mina Harker. He was unsuccessful, and in fact, his death distracted the boys from the fact that Dracula was in the house at all. So Dracula was able to take that time to try and turn Mina into his thrall the same way he did with her old friend, who they already have had to kill again. All of this is out in the open. That is where we left off last chapter with this terrible realization that Mina may be compromised. She's definitely been attacked, but she may also be compromised as a thrall of Dracula. It's not a fun place to be, friends. Not a fun place to be. And that is where we pick up. I've got the teleprompter rolling, so let's jump in. Chapter 22, we turn to Jonathan Harker's journal, the 3rd of October. Excuse me one second. This tea really loosened up my sinuses. As I must do something or go mad, I write this diary. Just adjusting the teleprompter again. I'm always reading at a different speed. I need one of those knobs. I need like a knob to control the teleprompter. Just like, slow it down, speed it up, just make it variable. It is now 6 o'clock, and we are to meet in the study in half an hour and take something to eat, for Dr. Van Helsing and Dr. Seward are agreed that if we do not eat, we cannot work our best. Our best will be, God knows, required today. I must keep writing at every chance, for I dare not stop to think. All, big and little, must go down. Perhaps at the end the little things may teach us most. The teaching, big or little, could not have landed Mina or me anywhere worse than we are today. However, we must trust and hope. Poor Mina told me just now, with the tears running down her tear cheeks, that if it is in trouble and trial that our faith is tested, that we must keep on trusting, and that God will aid us up to the end. The end? Oh my God! What end? To work. When Dr. Van Helsing and Dr. Seward have come back from seeing poor Renfield, we went gravely into what was to be done. First, Dr. Seward told us that when he and Dr. Van Helsing had gone down to the room below, they had found Renfield lying on the floor all in a heap. His face was all bruised and crushed in, and all the bones of his neck were broken. Dr. Seward asked the attendant who was on duty in the passage if he had heard anything. He said that he had been sitting down. He confessed to half dozing when he heard loud voices in the room, and then Renfield had called out loudly several times, "God, God, God!" After that, there was a sound of falling, and when he entered the room, he found him lying on the floor, face down, just as the doctors had seen him. Van Helsing asked if he had heard of voices or a voice, and he said he could not say, that at first it had seemed to him as if there were two, but as there was no one in the room, it could have been only one. He could swear to it, if required, that the word God was spoken by the patient. Dr. Seward said to us when we were alone that he did not wish to go into the matter. The question of an inquest had to be considered, and it would never do to put forward the truth, as no one would believe it. As it was, he thought that on the attendant's evidence he could give a certificate of death by misadventure in falling from bed. In case the coroner should demand it, there would be a formal inquest, necessarily to the same result. When the question began to be discussed as to what should be our next step, the very first thing we decided was that Mina should be in full confidence, that nothing of any sort, no matter how painful, should be kept from her. She herself agreed as to its wisdom, and it was pitiful to see her so brave and yet so sorrowful, and in such a depth of despair. There must be no concealment, she said. Alas, we've had too much already, and besides, there is nothing in all the world that can give me more pain than I have already endured, than I suffer now. Whatever may happen, it must be of new hope or of new courage to me. Van Helsing was looking at her fixedly as she spoke, and said suddenly but quietly, "But dear Madam Mina, are you not afraid, not for yourself, but for others from yourself, after what has happened?" Her face grew set in its lines, but her eyes shone with the devotion of a martyr as she answered, "No, for my mind is made up." "To what?" he asked gently, whilst we were all very still, for each in our own way we had a sort of vague idea of what she meant. Her answer came with direct simplicity, as though she were simply stating a fact. "Because I find in myself, and I shall watch keenly for it, a sign of harm to any that I love, I shall die." "You would not kill yourself?" he asked hoarsely. I would, if there were no friend who loved me, who would save me such a pain and so desperate an effort. She looked at him meaningfully as she spoke. He was sitting down, but now he rose and came close to her and put his hand on her head as he said solemnly, "My child, there is such an one if it were for your good. For myself, I could hold it in my account with God to find such an euthanasia for you, even at this moment if it were best, nay, if it were safe. But my child—" For a moment he seemed choke, and a great sob rose in his throat. He gulped it down and went on. "There are here some who would stand between you and death. You must not die. You must not die by any hand, but least of all by your own. Until the other, who has fouled your sweet life, is through dead, you must not die. For if he is still with the quick undead, your death would make you even as he is. No, you must live. You must struggle and strive to live, though death would seem a boon unspeakable. You must fight death himself, though he come to you in pain or in joy, by the day or the night, in safety or in peril. On your living soul, I charge you that you do not die, nay, nor think of death, till this great evil be past." The poor dear grew white as death, and shook and shivered, and as I have seen a quicksand shake and shiver at the coming of the tide. We were all silent. We could do nothing. At length she grew more calm, and turning to him sweetly, but oh so sorrowfully, as she held out her hand. "I promise you, my dear friend, that if God will let me live, I shall strive to do so, till, if it may be in his good time, this horror has passed away from me." She was so good and brave that we all felt that our hearts were strengthened to work and endure for her, and we began to discuss what we were to do. I told her that she was to have all the papers in the safe, and all the papers or diaries and phonographs we might hereafter use, and was to keep the record as she had done before. She was pleased with the prospect of anything to do, if pleased could be used in connection with so grim an interest. As usual, Van Helsing had thought ahead of everyone else, and was prepared with an exact ordering of our work. "It is perhaps well," he said, "that at our meeting after our visit to Carfax, we decided not to do anything with the earth boxes that lay there. Had we done so, the Count might have guessed our purpose, and would doubtless have taken measures in advance to frustrate such an effort with regard to the others. But now he does not know our intentions. Nay, more, in all probability, he does not know that such a power exists to us as can sterilize his lares, so that he cannot use them as of old. We are now so much further advanced in our knowledge as to their disposition that when we have examined the house in Piccadilly, we may track the very last of them. To they, then, is ours, and in it rests our hope. The sun that rose on our sorrow this morning guards us in its course. Until it sets tonight, that monster must retain whatever form he has now. He is confined within the limitations of his earthly envelope. He cannot melt into thin air nor disappear through cracks or chinks or crannies. If he go through a doorway, he must open the door like a mortal. And so we have this day to hunt out all his lairs and sterilize them. So we shall, if we have not yet catch and destroy him, drive him to bay in some place where the catching and destroying shall be, in time, sure." Here I started up, for I could not contain myself at the thought that the minutes and seconds, so preciously laden with Mina's life and happiness, were flying from us, since whilst we talked, action was impossible. But Van Helsing held up his hand warningly. "Nay, friend Jonathan," he said. "In this, the quickest way home is the longest way, so your proverbs say. We shall all act, and act with desperate quick, when the time has come. But think, in all probable, the key of the situation is that house in Piccadilly. The Count may have many houses which he has bought. Of them he will have deeds of purchase, keys, and other things. He will have paper that he write on. He will have his book of checks. There are many belongings that he must have somewhere. Why not in this place so central, so quiet, where he can come and go by the front or back at all hour, when in the very vast of the traffic there is none to notice? We shall go there and search that house, and when we learn what it holds, then we do what our friend Arthur call, in his phrases of hunt, stop the earth. And so we run down our old fox. So? Is it not? Then let us come at once, I cried. We are wasting the precious, precious time. The professor did not move, but simply said, and how are we to get into that house in Piccadilly? Anyway, I cried, we shall break in if need be. And your police? Where will they be? And what will they say? I was staggered, but I knew that if he wished to delay, he had a good reason for it. So I said, as quietly as I could, don't wait more than need be. You know I am sure what torture I am in. Ah, my child, that I do. And indeed there's no wish of me to add to your anguish. But just think, what can we do until all the world be at movement? Then will come our time. I have thought, and it seems to me that the simplest way is the best of all. Now we wish to get into the house, but we have no key, is it not so? I nodded. Now suppose that you were, in truth, the owner of that house and could not still get in, and think there was to you no conscience of the housebreaker. What would you do? I should get a respectable locksmith and set him to work to pick the lock for me. And your police, they would interfere, would they not? Oh, no, not if they knew that the man was properly employed. Then he looked at me as keenly as he spoke. All that is in your doubt is the conscience of the employer, and the belief of your policeman as to whether or no that employer has a good conscience or a bad one. Your police must indeed be zealous men and clever, oh so clever, in reading the heart, that they trouble themselves in such manner. No, no, my friend Jonathan, you can take the lock off 100 empty house in this your London or any city of the world, and if you do it as such things are rightly done, and at the time when such things are rightly done, no one will interfere. I have read of a gentleman who owned a so fine house in London, and he went for months of summer to Switzerland and lock up his house. Some burglar came and broke a window at back and got in. Then he went and made open the shutters in front and walked out and in through the door before the very eyes of the police. Then he have an auction in that house and advertise it and put up a big notice. And when the day come, he sell off by a great auctioneer all the goods of that other man who owned them. Then he go to a builder and he sell him that house, making an agreement that he pull it down and take all away within a certain time. And your police and other authority help him all they can. And when that owner come back from his holiday in Switzerland, he find only an empty hole where his house had been. This was all done en règle, and in our work we shall be en règle too. Sorry, the captions are really not reading en règle. We shall not go so early that the policemen who have little to think of shall deem it strange. But we shall go after 10 o'clock, when there are many about, and such things would be done were we indeed owners of the house. I could not but see how right he was, and the terrible despair of Mina's face became relaxed a thought. There was hope in such good counsel. Van Helsing went on. When once within that house we may find more clues. At any rate, some of us can remain there whilst the rest find the other places where there be more earth boxes, at Bermondsey and Mile End. Lord Godalming stood up. I can be of some use here, he said. I shall wire to my people to have horses and carriages where they will be most convenient. Look here, old fella, said Morris. It is a capital idea to have all ready in case we want to go horsebacking, but don't you think that one of your snappy carriages with its heraldic adornments in a byway of Walworth or Mile End wouldn't attract too much attention for our purposes? It seems to me that we ought to take cabs when we go south or east, and even leave them somewhere near the neighborhood we're going to. Friend Clancy is right, said the professor. His head is what you call in plane with the horizon. It is a difficult thing that we go to do, and we do not want no peoples to watch us if so it may be. Mina took a growing interest in everything, and I was rejoiced to see that the exigency of affairs was helping her to forget for a time the terrible experience of the night. She was very, very pale, almost ghastly, and so thin that her lips were drawn away, showing her teeth in somewhat of prominence. I did not mention this last, lest it should give her needless pain, but it made my blood run cold in my veins to think of what had occurred with poor Lucy when the Count had sucked her blood. As yet there was no sign of the teeth growing sharper, but the time as yet was short, and there was no time for fear. When we came to the discussion of the sequence of our events and of the disposition of our forces, there were new sources of doubt. It was finally agreed that before starting for Piccadilly, we should destroy the Count's lair close at hand. In case he should find it out too soon, we should thus be still ahead of him in our work of destruction, and his presence in his purely material shape, and at his weakest, it might give us some new clue. As to the disposal of forces, it was suggested by the professor that after our visit to Carfax, we should all enter the house in Piccadilly, that the 2 doctors and I should remain there, whilst Lord Godalming and Quincy found the lairs at Walworth and Mile End and destroyed them. It was possible, if not likely, the professor urged, that the Count might appear in Piccadilly during the day, and that if so, we might be able to cope with him there and then. At any rate, we must be able to follow him in force. To this plan I strenuously objected, and so far as going was my concern, for I said that I intended to stay and protect Mina. I thought that my mind was made up on the subject, but Mina would not listen to my objection. She said that there might be some law matter in which I could be useful, that amongst the Count's papers might be some clue which I could understand out of my experience in Transylvania, and that, as it was, all the strength we could muster was required to cope with the Count's extraordinary power. I had to give in, for Mina's resolution was fixed. She said that it was the last hope for her that we should all work together. As for me, she said, I have no fear. Things have been as bad as they can be, and whatever may happen must have in it some element of hope or comfort. Go, my husband. God can, if he wishes it, guard me as well alone as with any one present. So I started up crying out, Then in God's name, let us come at once for losing time. The Count may come to Piccadilly earlier than we think. Not so, said Van Helsing, holding up his hand. But why? I asked. Do you forget, he said, with actually a smile, that last night he banqueted heavily and will sleep late? Did I forget? Shall I ever? Can I ever? Can any of us ever forget that terrible scene? Mina struggled hard to keep her brave countenance, but the pain overmastered her, and she put her hands before her face and shuddered whilst she moaned. Van Helsing had not intended to recall her frightful experience. He had simply lost sight of her and her part in the affair in his intellectual effort. When it struck him what he said, he was horrified at his thoughtlessness and tried to comfort her. Oh, Madam Mina, he said, dear, dear Madam Mina, alas, that I of all who so reverence you should have said anything so forgetful. The stupid old lips of mine and the stupid old head do not deserve you so. But you will forget it, will you not? He bent low beside her as he spoke. She took his hand, and looking at him through her tears, said hoarsely, No, I shall not forget, for it is well that I remember. And with it I have so much in memory of you that is sweet, that I take it all together. Now you must be going soon. Breakfast is ready, and we must all eat that we may be strong. Breakfast was a strange meal to us all. We tried to be cheerful and encourage each other, and Mina was the brightest and most cheerful of us. When it was over, Van Helsing stood up and said, Now, my dear friends, we go forth to our terrible enterprise. Are we all armed, as we were on that night when first we visited our enemy's lair, armed against ghostly as well as carnal attack? We all assured him that we were. Then it is well. Now, Madam Mina, you are in any case quite safe here until the sunset, and before then we shall return, we shall return. But before we go, let me see you armed against personal attack. I have myself, since you came down, prepared your chamber by the placing of things which we know, so that he may not enter. Now let me guard yourself. On your forehead I touch this piece of sacred wafer, in the name of the Father, the Son, and... There is a fearful scream which almost froze our hearts to hear. As he had placed the wafer on Mina's forehead, it had seared it, had burned into the flesh as though it had been a piece of white-hot metal. My poor darling's brain had told her the significance of the fact as quickly as her nerves received a pain of it, and the two so overwhelmed her that her overwrought nature had its voice in that dreadful scream. But the words to her thought came quickly. The echo of the scream had not ceased to ring on the air when there came the reaction, and she sank on her knees on the floor in an agony of abasement, pulling her beautiful hair over her face as the leopard of old his mantle, she wailed out, "Unclean, unclean! Even the Almighty shuns my polluted flesh. I must bear the mark of shame upon my forehead until the judgment day." They all paused. I had thrown myself beside her in an agony of helpless grief, and putting my arms around her, held her tight. For a few minutes our sorrowful hearts beat together, whilst the friends around us turned away their eyes that ran tears silently. Then Van Helsing turned and said gravely, so gravely that I could not help feeling that he was in some way inspired and was stating things outside himself. It may be that you have to bear that mark till God himself sees fit, as he mostly sure shall on the judgment day, to address all the wrongs of heaven and his children and the earth that he has placed thereon. Wow, I botched that line. Sorry, my eyes swam for a second there. I botched that. That's a problem with the prompter sometimes. You get automatic. Let me back up. It may be that you may have to bear that mark till God himself see fit, as he most surely shall, on the judgment day, to address all wrongs of the earth and of his children that he has placed thereon. And oh, Madam Mina, my dear, may we who love you be there to see when that red scar, the sign of God's knowledge of what has been, shall pass away, and leave your forehead as pure as the heart we know. For so surely, as we live, that scar shall pass away, when God sees right to lift the burden that is hard upon us. Till then, we bear our cross, as his Son did in obedience to his will. It may be that we are chosen instruments of his good pleasure, and that we ascend to his bidding as that other through stripes and shame, through tears and blood, through doubts and fears, and all that makes the difference between God and man. There was hope in his words, and comfort, and they made for resignation. Mina and I both felt so, and simultaneously we each took one of the old man's hands and bent over and kissed it. Then without a word we all knelt down together, and all holding hands, swore to be true to each other. We men pledged ourselves to raise the veil of sorrow from the head of her whom each in his own way we loved, and we prayed for help and guidance in the terrible task which lay before us. It was then time to start. So I said farewell to Mina, a parting which neither of us shall forget to our dying day, and we set out. That's a hard line, man. Neither of us shall forget to our dying day. To one thing, I have made up my mind. If we find out that Mina must be a vampire in the end, then she shall not go into that unknown and terrible land alone. I suppose it is thus that in old times one vampire meant many. Just as their hideous bodies could only rest in sacred earth, so the holiest love was the recruiting sergeant for their ghastly range. We entered Carfax without trouble, and found all things the same as the first occasion. It was hard to believe that amongst so prosaic surroundings of neglect and dust and decay, there was any ground for such fear as already we knew. Had not our minds been made up, and had there not been terrible memories to spur us on, we could have hardly proceeded with our task. We found no papers, or any sign of use in the house, and in the old chapel the great boxes looked just as we had seen them last. Dr. Van Helsing said to us solemnly as we stood before them, "And now, my friends, we have a duty here to do. We must sterilize this earth, so sacred of holy memories, that he has brought from a far distant land for such fell use. He has chosen this earth because it has been holy. Thus we defeat him with his own weapon, for we make it more holy still. It was sanctified to such use of man, now we sanctify it to God. And as he spoke, he took from his bag a screwdriver and a wrench, and very soon the top of one of the cases was thrown open. The earth smelled musty and close, but we did not somehow seem to mind, for attention was concentrated on the professor. Taking from his box a piece of the sacred wafer, he laid it reverently on the earth, and then beginning shutting down the lid, began to screw it home. We aided him as he worked. One by one, we treated in the same way each of the great boxes, and left them as we had found them to all appearance, but in each was a portion of the host. When we closed the door behind us, the professor said solemnly, "So much is already done. If it may be that with all the others we can be so successful, then the sunset of this evening may shine on Madam Mina's forehead all white as ivory and with no stain." As we passed across the lawn, on our way to the station to catch our train, we could see the front of the asylum. I looked eagerly, and in the window of my own room saw Mina. I waved my hand to her, and nodded to tell her that our work there was successfully accomplished. She nodded in reply to show that she understood. The last I saw, she was waving her hand in farewell. It was with a heavy heart that we sought the station and just caught the train, which was steaming in as we reached the platform. I have written in this in the train. We're now going to move on to Piccadilly at 12:30 o'clock the same day. Just before we reached Fenchurch Street, Lord Godalming said to me, "Quincy and I will find a locksmith. You'd better not come with us in case there should be any difficulty, for under the circumstances it wouldn't seem so bad for us to break into an empty house. But your solicitor and the Incorporated Law Society might tell you that you should have known better." I demurred as to not my sharing any danger even of odium, but he went on, "Besides, it will attract less attention if there are not too many of us. My title will make it all right with the locksmith and with any policeman that may come along. You had better go with Jack and the professor and stay in the Green Park, somewhere inside of the house, and when you see the door open and the smith gone away, do you all come across. We shall be on the lookout for you, and shall let you in." "The advice is good," said Van Helsing, so we said no more. Godalming and Morris hurried off in a cab, we following in another. At the corner of Arlington Street, our contingent got out and strolled into the Green Park. My heart beat as I saw the house on which so much of our hope was centered, looming up grim and silent in its deserted condition amongst its more lively and spruce-looking neighbors. Excuse me. We sat down on a bench within good view and began to smoke cigars so as to attract as little attention as possible. The minutes seemed to pass with leaden feet as we waited for the coming of the others. At length, we saw a four-wheeler drive up. Out of it, in leisurely fashion, got Lord Godalming and Morris, and down from the box descended a thick-set working man with his rush-woven basket of tools. Morris paid the cabman, who touched his hat and drove away. Together, the two ascended the steps, and Lord Godalming pointed out what he wanted done. The workman took off his coat leisurely and hung it on one of the spikes of the rail, saying something to a policeman who just then sauntered along. The policeman nodded acquiescence, and the man kneeling down placed his bag beside him. After searching through it, he took out a selection of tools which he produced to lay beside him in orderly fashion. Then he stood up, looked into the keyhole, blew into it, made some remark as he turned to his employers. Lord Godalming smiled, and the man lifted a good-sized bunch of keys, selecting one of them. He began to probe the lock as if feeling his way with it. After fumbling about for a bit, he tried a second and then a third. All at once the door opened under a slight push from him, and he and the two others entered the hall. We sat still. My own cigar burnt furiously, but Van Helsing's went cold altogether. We waited patiently as we saw the workman come out and bring in his bag. Then he held the door partially open, steadying it with his knees while he fitted a key to the lock. Then he finally handed to Lord Godalming, who took out his purse and gave him something. The man touched his hat, took his bag, put on his coat, and departed. Not a soul took the slightest notice of the whole transaction. When the man had fairly gone, we three crossed the street and knocked at the door. It was immediately opened by Quincy Morris, beside whom stood Lord Godalming lighting a cigar. "The place smells so vilely," said the latter as we came in. It did indeed smell vilely, like the old chapel at Carfax, and with our previous experience, it was plain to us that the Count had been using the place pretty freely. We moved to explore the house, all keeping together in case of attack. For we knew we had a strong and wily enemy to deal with, and as yet we did not know whether the Count might not be in the house. In the dining room, which lay at the back of the hall, we found 8 boxes of earth. 8 boxes only out of the 9 which we sought. Our work was not over, and would never be until we had found the missing box. First we opened the shutters of the window, which looked out across a narrow stone-flagged yard at the blank face of a stable, pointed to look like the front of a miniature horse. There were no windows in it, so we were not afraid of being overlooked. We did not lose any time in examining the chests. With the tools which we had brought with us, we opened them, one by one, and treated them as we had treated those others in the old chapel. It was evident to us that the Count was not at present in the house, and we proceeded to search for any of his effects. After a cursory glance at the rest of the rooms, from basement to attic, we came to the conclusion that the dining room contained any effects which might belong to the Count. And so we proceeded to minutely examine them. They lay in a sort of orderly disorder on the great dining room table. There were title deeds of the Piccadilly house in the great bundle, deeds of the purchases at the houses at Mile End and Bermondsey, notepaper, envelopes, pens, and ink. All were covered up in thin wrapping paper to keep them from the dust. There was also a clothes brush, a brush and comb, and a jug and basin, the latter containing dirty water which was reddened as if with blood. Last of all was a little heap of keys of all sorts and sizes, probably those belonging to the other houses. When we had examined this last find, Lord Godalming and Quincy Morris, taking accurate notes of the various addresses of the houses in the east and the south, took with them the keys in a great bunch and set out to destroy the boxes in these places. The rest of us are, with what patience we can, waiting their return, or the coming of the Count. That's the end of 22, so I'll take a second here. I feel like we're pretty quickly approaching the end. How many chapters are there? I never even checked. We're about to read 23, and there are 27. We're getting close. Probably we can finish this next Sunday with 24 through 27. Yeah, that'd be 3 chapters next Sunday. We can definitely do that. We got one more chapter to finish today, though. Can't start counting those chickens yet. If you're joining us, we'll be playing Mecha Break after this. It's a new battle royale, but it's giant mechs, and that's all I needed to know. Little stretch. My neck is stuck in that sort of kink that it gets stuck in. Chapter 23. We turn to Dr. Seward's diary, the same day, 3rd of October. The time seemed terribly long whilst we were waiting for the coming of Lord Godalming and Quincy Morris. The professor tried to keep our minds active by using them all the time. I could see his beneficent purpose by the side glances which he threw from time to time at Harker. The poor fellow is overwhelmed in a misery that is appalling to see. Last night he was a frank, happy-looking man with strong, youthful face, full of energy and with dark brown hair. Today he is a drawn, haggard old man, whose white hair matches well with the hollow, burning eyes and grief-written lines of his face. His energy is still intact. In fact, he is like a living flame. This may yet be his salvation, for if all go well, it will tide him over the despairing period. He will then, in a kind of way, wake again to the realities of life. Poor fellow! I thought my own trouble was bad enough, but his... The professor knows this well enough, and he is doing his best to keep his mind active. What he has been saying was under the circumstances of absorbing interest. So well as I can remember, here it is. I have studied over and over again since they came into my hands all the papers relating to this monster, and the more I have studied, the greater seems the necessity to utterly stamp him out. Although there are signs of his advance, not only of his power, but of his knowledge of it. As I learned from the researches of my friend Arminus of Budapest, he was in life a most wonderful man. Soldier, statesman, alchemist, which latter was the highest development of the science knowledge of his time. He had a mighty brain, a learning beyond compare, and a heart that knew no fear and no remorse. He dared even to attend the scholamance, and there was no branch of knowledge of his time which he did not essay. Well, in him the brain powers survived the physical death, though it would seem that memory was not all complete. In some faculties of mine he has been, and is, only a child. But he is growing, and some things that were childish at the first are now of man's stature. He is experimenting, and doing it well, and if it had not been that we have crossed his path, he would be yet, he may be yet if we fail, the father or furtherer of a new order of beings, whose road must lead through death, not life. Harker groaned and said, and all this is arrayed against my darling. But how is he experimenting? The knowledge may be to help us to defeat him. He has all along, since his coming, been trying his power, surely but surely. That big child brain of his is working. Well, for us it is as yet a child brain, for had he dared at the first to attempt certain things, he would long ago have been beyond our power. However, he means to succeed, and a man who has centuries before him can afford to wait and go slow. Festina lente may well be his motto. I fail to understand, said Harker wearily. Oh, do be more plain to me. Perhaps grief and trouble are dulling my brain. The professor laid his hand tenderly on his shoulder as he spoke. Ah, my child, I will be plain. Do you not see how of late this monster has been creeping into knowledge experimentally? How he has been making use of the zoophagous patient to effect his entry into friend John's home? For your vampire, though in all afterwards he can come when and how he will, must at the first make entry only when asked thereto by an inmate. But these are not his most important experiments. Do we not see how at the first all these so great boxes were moved by others? He knew not then that it must be so. But all the time that so great child brain of his was growing, and he began to consider whether he might not himself move the box. So he began to help. And then when he found that this be all right, he tried to move them all alone. And so he progressed, and he scattered these graves of him, and none but he knows where they are hidden. He may have intent to bury them deep in the ground, so that only he can use them in the night, or at such time as he can change his form, they do him equal well. And none may know these are his hiding place, but my child, do not despair. This knowledge come to him just too late. Already, all of his lairs but one be sterilized as for him, and before the sun set, this shall be so. Then he have no place where he can move and hide. I delayed this morning that we might be sure. Is there not more at stake for us than for him? Then why we not be even more careful than him? By my clock, it is 1 hour, and already, if all be well, friend Arthur and Quincy are on the way to us. Today is our day, and we must go sure if slow and lose no chance. See, there are 5 of us when those absent ones return. Ooh. Whilst he was speaking, we were startled by a knock at the hall door, the double postman's knock of the telegraph boy. We all moved out to the hall with one impulse, and Van Helsing, holding up his hand for us to keep silent, stepped to the door and opened it. The boy handed in a dispatch. The professor closed the door again, and after looking at the direction, opened it and read aloud. Look out for D. He has just now, 12:45, come from Carfax hurriedly and hastened towards the south. He seems to be going the round and may want to see you. Mina. Good job, Mrs. Harker, keeping an eye out. There was a pause, broken by Jonathan Harker's voice. Now God be thanked we shall soon meet. Van Helsing turned to him quickly and said, God will act in his own way and time. Do not fear and do not rejoice as yet, for what we wish for at the moment may be our undoings. I care for nothing now, he answered hotly, except to wipe out this brute from the face of creation. I would sell my soul to do it. Oh, hush, hush, my child, said Van Helsing. God does not purchase souls in this wise, and the devil, though he may purchase, does not keep faith. But God is merciful and just, and knows your pain and your devotion to that dear Madam Mina. Think you how her pain would be doubled did she not but hear your wild words? Do not fear any of us. We are all devoted to this cause, and today shall see the end. This time is coming for action. Today this vampire is limit to the powers of man. Until sunset he may not change. It will take him time to arrive here. See, it is 20 minutes past 1, and there are yet some times before he can hither come, be he never so quick. What we must hope for is that my Lord Arthur and Quincy arrive first. About half an hour after we had received Mrs. Harker's telegram, there came a quiet, resolute knock at the hall door. It was just an ordinary knock, such as given hourly by thousands of gentlemen, but it made the professor's heart and mine beat loudly. We looked at each other, and together moved out into the hall. We each held ready to use our own various armaments, the spiritual in the left hand, the mortal in the right. Van Helsing pulled back the latch, and holding the door half open, stood back, having both hands ready for action. The gladness of our hearts must have shone on our faces when on the step close to the door we saw Lord Godalming and Quincy Morris. They came quickly in and closed the door behind him, the former saying as they moved along the hall, "It's all right. We found both places, 6 boxes in each, and destroyed them all." "Destroyed?" asked the professor. "For him." We were silent for a minute, and then Quincy said, "There's nothing to do but wait here. If, however, he doesn't show up by 5 o'clock, we must start off, for it won't do to leave Mrs. Harker alone after sunset." "He will be here before long now," said Van Helsing, who had been consulting his pocketbook. "Nota bene, in Madame's telegraph he went south from Carfax, which means that he went to cross the river, and that he could only do so at slack of tide, which should be something before 1 o'clock. That he went south has a meaning for us. He is as yet only suspicious, and he went from Carfax first to the place where he would expect interference least. You must have been at Bermondsey only a short time before him. That he is not here already shows that he went to Mile End next. This took him some time, for he would then have to be carried over the river in some way. Believe me, my friends, we shall not have long to wait now. We should have ready some plan of attack, so that we may throw away no chance. Hush! There's no time now. Have all your arms? Be ready!" I'm so excited for this. Kill Dracula. Kill him, kill him, kill him. I'm so ready for this bastard to go down. He held up a warning hand as he spoke, for we could all hear a key softly inserted in the lock of the hall door. I could not but admire, even at such a moment, the way in such a dominant spirit asserted itself. In all our hunting parties and adventures in different parts of the world, Quincy Morris had always been the one to arrange the plan of action, and Arthur and I had been accustomed to obey him implicitly. Now the old habit seemed to be renewed instinctively. With a swift glance around the room, he at once laid out our plan of attack, and without speaking a word, with a gesture, placed us each in position. Van Helsing, Harker, and I were just behind the door, so that when it was open, the professor could guard it, while we two stepped between the incomer and the door. Godalming behind and Quincy in front stood out just out of sight, ready to move in front of the window. We waited in a suspense that made the seconds pass with nightmare slowness. The slow, careful steps we came along the hall. The Count was evidently prepared for some surprise. At least he feared it. Suddenly, with a single bound, he leaped into the room, winning away past any of us before we could raise a hand to stay him. There was something so panther-like. Don't you fucking dare, Stoker. Don't you fucking dare call Dracula panther-like. You take my people out of your goddamned mouth. Don't you fucking dare call him panther-like. Don't you fucking dare. Fucktard. Sorry, I'm just mad at Stoker right now. It's credit to his writing. There was something so panther-like in the movement, something so unhuman that it seemed to sober us all from the shock of his coming. The first to act was Harker, who with a quick movement threw himself before the door leading into the room in the front of the house. As the Count saw us, a horrible sort of snarl passed over his face, showing the eye teeth long and pointed. But the evil smile as quickly passed into a cold stare of lion-like disdain. His expression again changed, as with a single impulse we all advanced upon him. It was a pity that we had not some better organized plan of attack, for even at the moment I wondered what we were to do. I did not myself know whether our lethal weapons would avail us anything. Harker evidently meant to try the matter, for he already had his great kukri knife and made a fierce and sudden cut at him. The blow was a powerful one. Only the diabolical quickness of the Count's leap back saved him. A second less and the trenchant blade had shorn through his heart. As it was, the point just cut the cloth of his coat, making a wide gap whence a bundle of banknotes and a stream of gold fell out. The expression of the Count's face was so hellish that for a moment I feared for Harker, though I saw him throw the terrible knife aloft again for another stroke. Instinctively, I moved forward with a protective impulse, holding the crucifix and wafer in my left hand. I felt a mighty power fly along my arm, and it was without surprise that I saw the monster cower back before a similar movement made spontaneously by each one of us. It would be impossible to describe the expression of hate and baffled malignity, of anger and hellish rage which came over the Count's face. His waxen hue had become greenish-yellow by the contrast of his burning eyes, and the red scar on his forehead showed on the pallid skin like a palpitating wound. The next instant, with a sinuous dive, he swept under Harker's arm ere his blow could fall, and grasping a handful of the money from the floor, dashed across the room. Threw himself at the window. Amidst the crash and glitter of the falling glass, he tumbled into the flagged area below. Through the sound of the shivering glass, I could hear the ting of the gold as some of the sovereigns fell on the flagging. We ran over and saw him spring unhurt from the ground. He, rushing up the steps, crossed the flagged yard and pushed open the stable door. There he turned and spoke to us. "You think to baffle me, you, with your pale faces all in a row, like sheep in a butcher's. You shall be sorry yet, each one of you. You think you have left me without a place to rest, but I have more. My revenge is just begun. I spread it over centuries, and time is on my side. Your girls that you love are mine already, and through them you and others shall yet be mine. My creatures, to do my bidding, and to be my jackals when I want to feed. Bah!" With a contemptuous sneer, he passed quickly through the door, and we heard the rusty bolt creak as he fastened it behind him. A door opened and shut. The first of us to speak was the professor, as realizing the difficulty of following him through the stable, we moved through the hall. "We have learnt something, much. Notwithstanding his brave words, he fears us. He fear time, he fear want. For if not, why he hurry so? His very tone betray him, or my ears deceive. Why take that money?" Sorry, my teleprompter jumped on me. "You follow quick. Your hunt is a wild beast, and understand it so. For me, I make sure that nothing here may be of use to him, if so that he return." As he spoke, he put the money remaining into his pocket, took the title deeds in the bundle as Harker had had them, and swept the remaining things into the open fireplace, where he set fire to them with a match. Godalming and Morris had rushed out into the yard, and Harker had lowered himself from the window to follow the Count. He had, however, bolted the stable door, and by the time they had forced it open, there was no sign of him. Van Helsing tried to make inquiry at the back of the house, but the mews was deserted, and no one had seen him depart. It was now late in the afternoon, and sunset was not far off. We had to recognize that our game was up. With heavy hearts, we agreed with the professor when he said, "Let us go back to Madam Mina. Poor, poor, dear Madam Mina. All we can do just now is done, and we can there at least protect her. But we need not despair. There is but one more earth box, and we must try to find it. When that is done, all may yet be well." I could see that he spoke as bravely as he could to comfort Harker. The poor fellow was quite broken down. Now and again he gave a low groan which he could not suppress. He was thinking of his wife. With sad hearts we came back to my house, where we found Mrs. Harker waiting us, with an appearance of cheerfulness which did honor to her bravery and unselfishness. When she saw our faces, her own became as pale as death. For a second or two her eyes were closed as if she were in secret prayer, and then she said cheerfully, "I can never thank you all enough. Oh, my poor darling! As she spoke, she took her husband's gray head in her hands and kissed it. "Lay your poor head here and rest it. All will yet be well, dear. God will protect us if he so will it in his good intent." The poor fellow groaned. There was no place for words in his sublime misery. We had a sort of perfunctory supper together, and I think it cheered us all up somewhat. It was perhaps the mere animal heat of food to hungry people, for none of us had eaten anything since breakfast, or the sense of companionship which may have helped us. But anyhow, we were all less miserable, and saw the morrow as not altogether without hope. True to our promise, we told Mrs. Harker everything which had passed, and although she grew snowy white at times when danger had seemed to threaten her husband, and red at others when his devotion to her was manifested, she listened bravely and with calmness. When we came to the part where Harker had rushed at the Count so recklessly, she clung to her husband's arm and held it tight as though her clinging could protect him from any harm that might come. She said nothing, however, till the narration was all done, and matters had been brought right up to the present time. Then, without letting go her husband's hand, she stood amongst us and spoke. Oh, that I could give any idea of the scene, of that sweet, sweet, good, good woman in all the radiant beauty of her youth and animation, I should say, with the red scar on her forehead, of which she was conscious, and which we saw with grinding of our teeth, remembering whence and how it came, her loving kindness against our grim hate, her tender faith against all our fears and doubting, and we, knowing that so far as symbols went, she with all her goodness and purity and faith was outcast from God. "Jonathan," she said, and the words sounded like music on her lips. It was so full of love and tenderness. "Jonathan, dear, and all you, my true, true friends, I want you to bear something in mind through all this dreadful time. I know that you must fight, that you must destroy even as you destroyed the false Lucy, so that the true Lucy may live hereafter. But what we do is not a work of hate. The poor soul who has wrought all this misery is the saddest cause of all. Just think what his joy will be when he too is destroyed in his worser part, that his better part may have spiritual immortality. You must be pitiful to him too, though it may not hold your hands from the destruction." As she spoke, I could see her husband's face darken and draw together, as though the passion in him were shriveling his being to its core. Instinctively, the clasp on his wife's hand grew closer, till his knuckles looked white. She did not flinch from the pain which I knew she must have suffered, but looked at him with eyes that were more appealing than ever. As she stopped speaking, he leaped to his feet, almost tearing his hand from hers as he spoke. "May God give him into my hand, just for long enough to destroy that earthly life of him which we are aiming at. If beyond it I could send his soul forever and ever to the burning hell, I would do it!" Oh, hush! Oh, hush! In the name of the good God, don't say such things! Jonathan, my husband! Or you'll crush me with fear and horror. Just think, my dear, I've been thinking all this long, long day of it, that perhaps some day I too may need such pity, and that some other like you, and with equal cause for anger, may deny it to me. Oh, my husband! My husband! Indeed, I would have spared you such a thought had there been another way, but I pray that God may not have treasured your wild words, except as the heartbroken wail of a very loving and sorely stricken man. Oh, God, let these poor white hairs go in evidence of what he has suffered, who all his life has done no wrong, and on whom so many sorrows have come." We men were all in tears now. There was no resisting them, and we wept openly. She wept too, to see that her sweeter counsels had prevailed. Her husband flung himself on his knees beside her, and putting his arms around her, hid his face in the folds of her dress. Van Helsing beckoned to us, and we stole out of the room, leaving the two loving hearts alone with their God. Before they retired, the professor fixed up the room against any comings of the vampire, and assured Mrs. Harker that she might rest in peace. She tried to school herself to the belief, and manifestly for her husband's sake, tried to seem content. It was a brave struggle, not without its reward. Van Helsing had placed at hand a bell which either of them was to sound in case of any emergency. When they had retired, Quincy, Godalming, and I arranged that we should sit up, dividing the night between us, and watch over the safety of the poor stricken lady. The first watch falls to Quincy, so the rest of us can be off to bed as soon as we can. Godalming has already turned in, for his is the second watch. Now that my work is done, I too shall go to bed. We turn to Jonathan Harker's journal once again. uh, between the night of the 3rd of October and the morning of the 4th. Close to midnight, in fact. I thought yesterday would never end. There was over me a yearning for sleep and some sort of blind belief that to wake would be to find things change and that any change must now be for the better. Before we departed, we discussed what our next step was to be before we could arrive at no result. All we knew was that one earth box remained, and that the Count alone knew where it was. If he chooses to lie hidden, he may baffle us for years. And in the meantime, the thought is too horrible. I dare not think of it even now. This I know, that if ever there was a woman who was all perfection, that one is my poor wrong darling. I love her 1,000 times more for her sweet, sweet pity of last night, a pity that made my own hate of the monster seem despicable. Surely God will not permit the world to be poorer by the loss of such a creature. This is hope to me. We are all drifting reefwards now, and faith is our only anchor. Thank God Mina is sleeping, and sleeping without dreams. I fear what her dreams might be like, with such terrible memories to ground them in. She has not been so calm within my seeing since the sunset. Then, for a while, there came over her face a repose which was like spring after the blasts of March. I thought at the time it was the softness of the red sunset on her face, but somehow now I think it has a deeper meaning. I am not sleepy myself, though I am weary to death. However, I must try to sleep, for there is tomorrow to think of, and there is no rest for me until... later. I must have fallen asleep, for I was awakened by Mina, who was sitting up in bed with a startled look on her face. I could not see easily, for we did not leave the room in darkness. Or I could see easily, for we did not leave the room in darkness. She had placed a warning hand over my mouth, and now she whispered in my ear, "Hush, there is someone in the corridor." I got up softly, and crossing the room, gently opened the door. Just outside, stretched on a mattress, lay Mr. Morris, wide awake. He raised a warning hand for silence as he whispered to me, "Hush. Go back to bed. It's all right. One of us will be here all night. We don't mean to take any chances." His look and gesture forbade discussion, so I came back and told Mina. She sighed, and positively a shadow of a smile stole over her poor, pale face as she put her arms round me and said softly, "Oh, thank God for such good, brave men." With a sigh, she sank back again to sleep. I write this now, as I am not sleepy, though I must try again. The 4th of October, same diary, that morning. Once again during the night I was wakened by Mina. This time we all had a good sleep, for the gray of the coming dawn was making the windows into sharp oblongs, and the gas flame was like a speck rather than a disk of light. She said to me hurriedly, "Go, call the professor. I want to see him at once." "Why?" I asked. "I have an idea. I suppose it must have come in the night and matured without my knowing it. He must hypnotize me before the dawn, and then I shall be able to speak. Go quick, dearest. The time is getting close." I went to the door. Dr. Seward was resting on the mattress, and seeing me, he sprang to his feet. "Is anything wrong?" he asked in alarm. "No, but Mina wants to see Dr. Van Helsing at once." "I will go," he said, and hurried to the professor's room. In 2 or 3 minutes later, Van Helsing was in the room in his dressing gown, and Mr. Morris and Lord Godalming were there with Dr. Seward at the door asking questions. When the professor saw Mina smile, a positive smile ousted the anxiety of his face. He rubbed his hands and he said, "Oh, my dear Mina, this is indeed a change. See, friend Jonathan, we have got back our dear Madam Mina as of old back to us today." Then turning to her, he said cheerfully, "And what am I to do for you? For at this hour you do not want me for nothings." "I want you to hypnotize me," she said. "Do it before the dawn, for I feel that I can speak and speak freely. Be quick, for the time is short." Without a word, he motioned her to sit up in bed. Looking fixedly at her, he commenced to make passes in front of her, from over the top of her head downward, with each hand in turn. Mina gazed at him fixedly for a few minutes, during which my own heart beat like a trip hammer, for I felt that some crisis was at hand. Gradually her eyes closed, and she sat stock still. Only by the gentle heaving of her bosom could one know that she was alive. The professor made a few more passes and then stopped, and I could see that his forehead was covered in great beads of perspiration. Mina opened her eyes, but she did not seem like the same woman. There was a faraway look in her eyes, and her voice had a sad dreaminess which was new to me. Raising his hand to impose silence, the professor motioned to me to bring the others in. They came on tiptoe, closing the door behind them, and stood at the foot of the bed looking on. Mina appeared not to see them. The stillness was broken by Van Helsing's voice, speaking in a low-level tone which would not break the current of her thoughts. "Where are you?" The answer came in a neutral way. "Oh, hi, Is. Hi. Thank you for the raid." "Oh, no, not a night raid. We're doing Dracula. We need it to be day. We need a day raid." "Oh, Alunis, hi. It's been a little bit." "Hello. That's the first time you spoke in this chat, Alunis." But yes, night raid. To get you caught up. In this last chapter, the boys had an encounter with Dracula. Dracula managed to get away. He has one last hidey hole left. Mina Harker, Jonathan Harker's wife and the best woman ever, has been turned maybe into a vampire. They're currently hypnotizing her to try and learn something. She suggested it. No one knows what they're about to learn. I don't know. So that's where we are right now. She's hypnotized, and hopefully we'll learn something about the nature of vampires that will help them hunt down Dracula and defeat him, maybe? "Where are you?" he asked. The answer came in a neutral way. I do not know. Sleep has no place it can call its own." For several minutes there was silence. Mina sat rigid, and the professor stood staring at her fixedly. The rest of us hardly dared to breathe. The room was growing lighter. Without taking his eyes from Mina's face, Dr. Van Helsing motioned me to pull up the blind. I did so, and the day seemed just upon us. A red streak shot up, and a rosy light seemed to diffuse itself through the room. On the instant, the professor spoke again. "Where are you now?" The answer came dreamily, but with intention. It was though she were interpreting something. I've heard her use the same tone when reading her shorthand notes. "I do not know. It is all strange to me." "What do you see?" "I can see nothing. It is all dark." "What do you hear?" I could detect the strain in the professor's patient voice. "The lapping of water. It's gurgling by and little waves leap. I can hear them on the outside." "Then you are on a ship?" We all looked at each other, trying to glean each from the other. We were afraid to think. The answer came quick. "Oh, yes." "What else do you hear?" "The sound of men stamping overhead as they run about. There is the creaking of a chain and a loud tinkle as the check of the capstan falls into the ratchet." "What are you doing?" "I am still. Oh, so still. It is like death." The voice faded away into a deep breath as of one sleeping, and the open eyes closed again. By this time the sun had risen, and we were all in the full light of day. Van Helsing placed his hands on Mina's shoulders and laid her head softly down on her pillow. She lay like a sleeping child for a few moments, and then, with a long sigh, awoke and stared in wonder to see us all around her. "Have I been talking in my sleep?" was all she said. She seemed, however, to know the situation without telling, though she was eager to know what she had told. The professor repeated the conversation, and she said, "Then there is not a moment to lose. It may not yet be too late." Mr. Morris and Lord Godalming started for the door, but the professor's calm voice called them back. "Stay, my friends. That ship, wherever it was weighing anchor whilst she spoke. There are many ships weighing anchor at the moment in your so great port of London. Which of them is that you seek? God be thanked that we once again have a clue, though whither it may lead us we know not. We have been blind somewhat, blind after the manner of men, since when we can look back, we see what we might have seen looking forward if we had been able to see what we might have seen." That was such a nonsense sentence. At last, but that sentence is a puddle, is it not? We can know now what was in the Count's mind when he seized the money. Though Jonathan's sore fierce knife put him in the danger that he dread, he meant escape. Hear me, escape! He saw that with but one earth box left and a pack of men following like dogs after a fox, this landing was no place for him. He have take his last earth box on board a ship, and he leave the land. He think to escape, but no, we follow him. Tally ho! As friend Arthur would say when he put on his red frock. Our old fox is wily, oh so wily. We must follow his wile. I too am wily, and I think his mind in a little while. In meantime we may rest and in peace, for there are waters between us which he do not want to pass, and which he could not if he would, unless the ships were to touch the land, and then only at full or slack tide. See, and the sun is just rose, and all day is sunset to us. Let us take bath and dress and have breakfast, which we all need, and which we can eat comfortably, since he be not in the same land with us. Mina looked at him appealingly as she asked, "But why need we seek him further when he's gone away from us?" He took her hand and patted it as he replied, "Ask me nothings as yet. When we all have breakfast, then I will answer all questions." He would say no more, and we separated to dress. After breakfast, Mina repeated her question. He looked at her gravely for a minute and then said sorrowfully, "Because, my dear, dear Madam Mina, now more than ever must we find him, even if we had to follow him to the jaws of hell." She grew paler as she asked faintly, "Why?" "Because," he answered solemnly, "he can live for centuries, and you are but mortal woman. Time is now to be dreaded, since once he put that mark upon your throat." I was just in time to catch her as she fell forward in a faint. And that's the end of that chapter. Huzzah! We have done reading. I feel smarter. Do you feel smarter, chat? I feel smart. I feel very smart now. Maybe it's the peppermint tea. It's probably the peppermint tea. Big stretch. Ooh. Sorry, Is. I was too wrapped up in the story, but I should have asked, what were you doing today? What were you doing today? Were you doing good? Were you winning, son? Also, it's kind of weird that Mina can, like, see into Dracula's thoughts now. That's a little bit odd, right? That's a little strange. Let me get the game of the day set up. We're playing a new game. And by new, I mean brand new. I am done being behind the 8-ball, okay? We're gonna be hip and current, as the kids say. Ooh, let me just get the game up over here. Trying to do some stretchies. All right, let's get over to the video gaming. Video gaming time. Look at that, chat. Isn't that cool looking? I'll get to it in just a second. I'm just changing over everything here. And then I gotta change it on the YouTube side. Yay, everything's updated. So this is a game. This is a game. It's a battle royale, but it's all mech suits. And that is all I know, and that's really all I need to know, isn't it? I don't know how you would need to know more things than the things I have just said about this game. It's mech suits. What else do you need? Also, you can design your player character, and all the player characters are hot. Oh, let me turn off the fireplace. There we go. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. We're switching over to this now. Gotta turn my mic towards me a little bit. Alright, brightness. Time for me to be a dick and set the brightness really high. It did not make any changes. Love this already. So this is in early access. Not even early access. This is the public beta. And you can only get access to the public beta by watching the stream with the drops on. So I'm just going to double check real quick and make sure I do have the drops on. The only way for me to really check is to actually open up my channel and see if it's there. Let's see. It's got the Apple TV. The Apple TV showing up on mine is weird because I'm not an affiliate. I don't see drops on. Let me hop into the creator here and make sure I got the drops on. Let's see. No, not Genshin drops. No, not Honkai drops. Yes. It is enabled, so we should be good. Might take a minute for for Twitch to realize what's going on. But yeah. I saw this earlier and it looked cool, and that's my entire justification. Oh.
Security breach. All relevant personnel proceed to the hangar for deployment. Proceed to deploy immediately.
Oh, good. Please tell me I'm early enough to just be Teller. I think I am. Oh. I have no idea what any of this means. But look, chat, it's all hot girls. Oh, look, guys, too. There are men. I guess this guy is close enough. Gotta get the voice right.
Light always prevails and
Trap your enemy and strike them down. That's the most effective tactic.
Hesitating is a surefire way to hand victory to others on a silver platter.
Hesitating? I think that's actually really close to my voice. So yeah, voice 2. I don't want him to be just... Oh, good, headpieces. I don't have any. I'll probably get some. Hello, Asta on the YouTubes. Hello. I don't know what you mean by Brad, but hello. I guess it's a very Brad thing. I don't know, he kind of looks like a Brad. Yeah, I can't change it. Outfit? Ooh, back accessories? Nope. Leg accessories? Nope. Outfit? Can't change it. Body? No, we need the wider chest. We have to continue looking like a JoJo's character. Hair, we can fix the hair. Maybe. Maybe we can fix the hair. Oh, there's an advance button? Ooh, that's like hair tip colors and stuff. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see. I guess that's close enough. And then we can get it to my kind of like dark bluey thing going on. Yes, saturate the hell out of it. I think that looks about right. Yeah. And then, actually, that's almost exactly my shade. It could be a little darker, but I'm not gonna nitpick on it. A bunch of makeup stuff, facial hairs, facial markings. Ooh. Meh. He just looks like meh. It's just the emoji. It's just like meh. Just meh. Let's see. Could the nose be better? Maybe. Green hair for photosynthesis buff? Okay, that's an idea. That is an idea. I don't know, though. I don't know. Like, I wanted to make him look like me. Oh, we need to get at the eyes, don't we? His are not nearly slanty enough. Oh, that looks a lot better. That's much closer to my eyes. Yeah, just meh. Personality? Okay. I have very thin lips on the model. IRL, my lips are a little bit fuller than his. I have good lips, what can I say? Let's see. Let's go thinnest I can, I guess. Yeah, oh, okay. Advance that thing. Underbites, overbites, size. My mouth is kind of wide-ish, but it doesn't... nope, not that one. Forward, back. Oh, this is one of those character creators where you can make like a duck person or something if you wanted to. Okay. Ah, here's fullness. Remove all fullness from my lips. Excellent. Let's see. Honestly, I think nose is about right. Ears look fine. If I could give him cat ears, we'd be done here. I don't know. Maybe nose does need a little adjusting. Just like big honkin' nose there. Yeah, it can still be a big nose, but we bring it in a little bit, you know? I think it's mostly the width that's throwing me off. Yeah, we bring that width down. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we make it the tip less full. Honestly, I'm gonna say it looks a bit like me, just with meh. I'm sure we'll get like backpacks and stuff later, like customizables that we can use. So for now, I'm gonna say that's good. Is it just gonna drop us into a game? I hope it just drops us into a game. Back time, baby. Let's go. Shooting things with big guns. Rah, America. I just love that little thing. It's just like, hey. Oh, I don't even get to see the meh. I have to put on a helmet.
A latest break striker, beefed up with extra armor.
We're getting attacked. I need the tour later. He does need a snazzier outfit, but we only have the base one right now. We gotta get the snazzier outfit going.
Warning. Oxygen
Oh dear. I'm losing O2 in this space battle. Is this going to be one of those things where, like, there's just one ship left, and it's going to be mine? Yeah, this one's mine now, because it's the only one.
This looks familiar. It's a pyrogenesis striker.
Ooh.
Aleseness initiated. Mind projection system
Ah.
activated. Injecting
Yes.
VOC particles.
Oh, man. Ah, this feels good.
Initiating
This feels
system
right.
diagnostics.
Retreat from the
Structural
space
integrity
garrison.
confirmed.
Okay.
Critical damage. Initiating emergency repair.
Okay, everything's working how I expect it to so far.
Supply confirmed.
Oh dear.
Urgent
A
message
laser
from space
beam.
garrison.
Attention!
Oh, that guy's big.
Attack from Thea's vanguard.
It could be
Significant
Optimus
damage
Prime. It's
confirmed.
unclear.
Self-destruct activates in 120 seconds. All units evacuate immediately.
Warning. Under attack. Fluid armor activated.
Great, that's great. Tell me how to shoot.
Calibrated.
Come on,
weapon system.
come on.
Energy autocannon and infused sword are combat ready.
All right. We've got a sword and a gun. That's all I needed.
Ah, place is about to
Okay, this is
collapse on
feeling
me.
pretty intuitive.
Warning. Self-destruct initiates in 10 seconds.
Oh, hello. Hello,
At least they
Destructinator.
stabilize us. The just thrusters drop us straight down now.
Breaching Earth's gravity. Breaching Earth's gravity.
Oh dear.
Here goes nothing.
I don't think I'm built to do this.
System overheating. Rebooting system. Fluid armor depleted. Power supply failure. System troubleshooting initiated. Warning. Fluid armor depleted.
I made it down in one piece.
Fluid
Hands,
armor regenerating.
Where's the orbital elevator? And what's up with the mess? Aleseness, contact the nearest peacekeeping corps HQ.
Urgent communication incoming from friendly ground base.
Pilot, this is Zone 48. Confirm identity. Over.
Peacekeeper 98213 reporting.
Pilot, we were also blindsided by Thea's vanguard. The
Okay.
garrison's debris has wreaked havoc on us. Unable to provide support. Over.
Yeah, you just got it. Everything just needs. Okay.
A colossal striker from Thea's vanguard is in the area. Take cover if you see an incoming.
I'm out of ammo. Almost out of ammo. It's making more ammo. Good to know.
Warning. Armor integrity at threshold.
What do you mean, armor integrity at threshold? What does that mean?
Initiating armor airdrop.
Oh. Oh, did I just turn into a fucking centurion? That's an old reference, by the way. If you don't know the Centurions, they were basically guys who did that. That was basically what they did. I am confused. I'm confused. I have a shield and a gun now. It's a desperately different kit, and the gun is a pulse gun. One change main weapon. Is that a fucking lance? Am I a fucking lancer now? Lancer with a shield. Did I just parry this boy? Do I have Gauss cannons?
Activate complex shield to block frontal attack. You may switch your main weapon from energy autocannon to battle halberd.
Okay, okay. This game is working for me. This game is working. I like the trial by fire tutorial.
Don't even think about running from me, scumbags!
Oops. Cool, another boss. Oh, it's fucking... I'm not calling you Macaloo. You're obviously fucking Devastator.
They won't back off unless we take this thing down.
Oh, a buddy. I've got a buddy. Two buddies.
Thing that just entered the atmosphere. Is it friendly?
Our buddies have big laser beams. Very good. Ouch. I'm trying to Gauss model this thing. Gauss rifles are not working. Okay, I think I gotta go in. Shield is good. Shield works. How does this feel like Phantasy Star almost? Oh, that's a healer guy? I've got a healer. Nice. I might change the weapon switch button to one of my mouse buttons. In fact, I think I will do that. One is just a little cumbersome here. Oh, see, I just clicked the mouse button because I had said I would do it. Oh, get back, get back, get back. Oh, he's Wolverine now. I hate that there's no headshots. I keep jumping to, like, try and get a headshot. There are no headshots. There are no headshots in space, I guess. Oh, see, like, this is what I was wanting to do. I don't think that did anything, though. Use what to draw its fire? I don't understand. Oh, he's down. Look at all the coolness. It's so cool. No! Our buddy! He's down! Look at me go! Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. That was outrageously cool. Driven by a commitment to humanity, you've joined Mesa Matrix Special Force Moonbow. Alongside your fellow pilots, and equipped with the latest Break Strikers, I didn't have time to read all that. I love when games do that. Yeah, just pop something up on screen. I'm not going to read all that.
Exit the premises immediately. Pilot, proceed to tactical station.
Hey, future brake striker pilot. Don't forget us when you made it big, alright? Oh man, I'm itching for some simulated action. Wanna go for a couple rounds after work?
Proceed to selecting a mission.
Okay.
Now, confirm the mission. New mission available.
I assume this is more tutorials?
Run a combat drill in the Krob sinkhole simulation with your striker.
Okay. It's not telling you what
The
this is
data
doing.
from this simulation is crucial. Nothing will stay on your record. But still,
I was told this is a
take it
battle
seriously.
royale, but I have
The
capture
simulation
nodes
is
here.
generated by
So
AI
is this more
using
of
our
a
top
capture?
pilots'
Is this more of a
performance
team
data.
fighter?
Then imported into your cockpit's mind projection system.
That's
Getting
great,
used to
pilot.
Fighting in a simulation will take some time, but remember, the mission comes first. Drill that one in. Break a leg. Combat
Okay.
simulation
So the
activated.
missions are like,
Virtual strikers generated.
fucking, what are they called?
Squad assembled.
Okay, yeah, this is a team fighter. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Loading AI units. Pilot, prepare for deployment.
I'm ready, I guess.
Ready to strike. Inferno. Ready to strike. Stego. Ready to strike. Lumine. Ready to strike. Aleseness. Ready to strike. Pilot proceeding on board.
Oh wait, did my initial pilot choice actually change what mech I got? I wasn't really aware of that. I just thought they were like models to start customization from.
Injecting lymphocyte particles. Pilot sync rate stable. Mind projection system initiated.
Capture and defend the three
It looks
data
so
nodes in the
cool.
Krob sinkhole. Capturing the nodes recovers abnormal mining data in the sinkhole.
All right, let's do some
Recovered
team
data
fighter,
before
I
the
guess.
Federation destroys the mine.
This was billed to me as a battle royale, but I'm not disappointed. Ooh, we're getting launched.
Unavailable now. Objective: seize data nodes and gain control of the sinkhole. System unlocked. Melee mode.
I guess we have to go A. Everybody's going A.
Unavailable now. Node A activates in 10 seconds. Unavailable now. Assist.
All right.
A activated. Seize.
Okay, shield can get broken. Very good to know. Oh, someone made artificial wall, I guess. Nothing's getting explained to me. Let's go. Oh, that guy turned into a turret. I should probably hit him more. My thinking right now is that the Gauss shots are for like their shields. It's to break shields, maybe?
And C activates in 10 seconds.
Oh! Oh, I have two modes. I have like a heavy hitter mode. Oh, that's... Oh! Does everyone have that, or is that just a me thing? Oh, that's neat. Oh, I like that.
Ejection sequence.
Okay, yeah, from his view, he had guns on me the whole time.
Enemy down. Striker ready. Switching to boarding mode. Unavailable now. Optical camo drone will soon go offline. Fire control system unlocked.
All right, we have A and C, so we're doing pretty hot. I might try to go for B, just to... no, someone's already going there. I need to help hold A. Actually, they're going after C. I'm going to help hold C.
Unavailable now. Unavailable now. Unavailable now. Shield deactivated.
Oh, he's like me. Oh, he just got his second frame back. Okay. Yeah, he's like me.
Unavailable now.
Oh, that turns into a shotgun when it's loaded. Okay, we're learning things.
Unavailable now. Node B captured.
Nice, we're doing good. We're doing good. My sacrifice was not in vain. I'm just gonna hold C just in case they try to come this way first. Since this is beta, I should probably be giving my thoughts on it as a game. Map is a little hard to read. I'm mostly understanding it, but it's the color variation there, making it a little hard. It does make it easy to spot where enemies are sighted on the map. Like right now, there's someone on A. Very easy to spot. Other than that, though, it makes it a little hard for me to know where I am and where my teammates are because of all the same coloring. I need some different colors. Not too many different colors. Some games go overboard and do too many different colors. But I need some different colors. Ah, no one's coming over here. Take me away. Thank you. I'm sorry, are you not real? Just keep putting pressure.
Enemy down.
Nice. First kill of the game that's just me. Oh, he's doing a cage match. I can shoot into it, but I can't, like, physically join them.
Assist.
There you go, buddy. Oh, him?
Unavailable now.
Okay, I think he's down.
Unavailable
Look at this teamwork.
now.
Oh, that's one of me. He's getting his big suit back, but I think we won anyway. Oh, we bounced him. Neat. Five assists. Good me. Oh, is this my best moment? Taking that guy down and then... Oh, that one kill I did. Nice. Oh, I get a, oh, this is nice. I like this. Export and share footage.
Enemy down.
Interesting.
Assist.
Neat. Oh, that's so neat. I can save those. Oh, that's going to be so helpful for, like, editing and stuff. I like this game. They've thought of a lot of things. It does take it a second to export, though. But look at that, 5.0 KDA. It said it was like a 33-second clip. I don't know how long it takes to export that. Does give me some downtime after the game, though. That's neat. That's okay.
Assist.
Oh, was that our best guy of the game?
MVP.
Oh, it is. Very nice. 507. Good for him. Yay, I got things. I don't... Credits. Yay. Are you going to teach me how to spend those credits now?
Deployment test Charlie 1003001 complete. Mission status updated.
Cool. Pyrogenesis has provided you a new Break Striker blueprint. You may view the Striker's information by viewing the blueprint. Falcon, Tricera, Narukami, Welkin, and Lumine. All of these cost 600 to do. Okay. A light sniper, ultra heavy defender, heavy brawler. Ultra heavy defender sounds neat. Oh, it's Turret McGee. I like Turret McGee. I already like Turret McGee. He looks neat. We'll do Turret McGee. He's got a howitzer and a Gatling. 2 Gatlings. Tricera, the fortress.
Attention, pilot. We've completed phase 1 of the simulation. Proceed to tactical station for phase 2. Attention, pilot.
Yeah. I'm going to
Phase
ignore you
1
for a
of the
second. So what else is there? Hurricane, Ultra Heavy Defender, Stego, Sky Raider, Pinaka, Panther, Medium Brawler, 38,000 with a lance? I have long thought that if I was ever going to get a weapon for the model, it would be a lance. This is a thought I have had. That looks awesome as fuck. That looks legitimately too cool for school. Okay. We need 38,000 credits.
Attention, pilot.
Engage in Cape Blank Combat Simulator.
One last mission
Probably just
before
gonna send me
deployment. Combat simulation activated.
What's this one?
Virtual strikers generated. Squad
Okay.
assembled.
I assume this is another point hold? Probably.
Falcon, ready to strike. Hurricane, ready to strike.
Is this all my guys? It's 6-on-6, I assume?
Welkin, ready to strike.
I'm the only Tricera. There is a Welkin.
Tricera, ready to strike.
We've got a good mix. Light to ultra heavy to heavy. Medium. I like this mix. It feels good. We definitely have to get the Panther suit, though. Like, we just have to. Oh, that feels neat. That feels neat. I want a VR mech game so bad you don't understand.
Shatterers will speed up if not dismantled in time, causing contamination. Reach the target number of dismantled units to halt St. Tinos' plan.
Dismantle Stratum Shatterers. Okay, so this is a destroy mission?
Entering combat zone.
This map is markedly different from the last one. I like it.
Objective, dismantle stratum shatterers.
Fire control system unlocked.
Oh, I have so many guns. Oh, I'm shredding. Oh, goodbye.
Shadow deploys in 10 seconds. Stratum shatterer deployed.
Oh, Oh, this is more of a capture the flag. This isn't zone control. This is capture. I gotta keep the guys off of them long enough for them to do stuff. Oh, that hurt him. Owie. He's moving on to the next objective, but I kept him here for a minute.
Stratum Shatterer deployed.
Owie!
Deploys in 10 seconds.
Is that fucking Diva?
Initiating ejection sequence.
Oh no, there's a sniper on the field.
Enemy down.
Good hit out of him. Yeah, that was fucking Diva.
Landing area confirmed. Entering combat zone.
Oh, nope, they're to my left.
Camo drone will soon go offline. Autopilot can now be fire control system unlocked.
Get shredded, bitch.
Assist. Stratum Shatterer dismantled. Assist. Fortress form acquired.
Oh! I have even better shoot rate. I see.
Stratum Shatterer deploys in 10 seconds.
I found a sniper at least. I'm gonna go deal with that.
Stratum Shatterer deploys in 10 seconds. Stratum Shatterer dismantled.
Found ya.
Stratum Shatterer dismantled.
I know this isn't technically my role, but no one else is keeping the sniper on check. Someone's got to keep that sniper on check, otherwise we're gonna have a hard time with it. Wrong button.
Stratum Shatterer deployed. Assist. Assist.
Oh, hello.
Stratum Shatterer dismantled. Enemy down. Stratum Shatterer.
Over here.
Did he even harm me? I'm not even sure.
Weapon not ready.
Someone take him down, please.
Large Stratum Shatterer deploys in 10 seconds.
Thank you.
Large Stratum Shatterer deployed.
Yeah, I'm not letting you get a firm grip here. Oh my gosh, I love the feel of this so much. I don't even feel bad about that because I know I'm doing the job for my team. I'm holding them back as they're spawning in. I'm running cover fire, and I'm acting as a big waypoint for them. Like, just playstyle wise, that feels so rewarding.
Enemy down.
Kamikaze? Little bit. It feels so good. Where am I? Break the... Get me out. What am I looking for? There you are. You want my boys, you gotta go through me. Oh, yeah. I feel like that was a big win. 8-0, big win. And I feel like I actually did something for that win. Like, my contribution to the team was substantial, I feel like. Not like MVP, probably. I got 3 out of 8. I don't know, I did pretty good. I mean, the first kill was pretty important. And like, all this cover fire right here, I feel like that was important. It's not the flashiest replay when you play as this guy. But yeah, someone then just tries to pop a shield on me. I don't care. Oh yeah, and this one. I did a lot this game. I didn't even really realize. Did we get the kill on that guy? Yes, we did. Right before the game ended. Very nice.
First kill.
That ain't me, but it's close.
MVP.
817. That's 11.0. He did good. Yay, 1,000 more credits. Don't make me buy another one. I want to save these. I want to save these, game. I have a goal now. Oh, what is this? Oh, first impression survey. Oh. Okay, I can do this real quick. What attracted you to participate in testing? I like the mechs. Mechs are cool. Combat looked neat. Genre, just mech theme gamed. Fantasy fulfillment, fulfilling mech piloting dream. Yes, that would be it. Where did I hear about it? I saw it actually first on TikTok, and then I figured it out on Twitch. Obtain the activation code, the Twitch drop. I did. I am using keyboard. How much do I agree? I'm very satisfied. Agree. Neither too difficult nor too easy. I'm liking how it feels right now. I do find it fun. This is appealing. I am lukewarm on the game's release as of right now. What attracts me most? Piloting mechs. Mech theme. I do like that there's a bunch of different ones. The battle does feel fun. How satisfied with the following aspect? Tutorial storyline, including scripts and cutscenes. That was pretty neat. Tutorials. I learned it pretty fast. Voice acting, what I've heard so far, has been solid. Artwork. Because of the map, I'm going to say neutral. Character customization seemed very robust. Combat was good. What main issue? Map visuals. Map visuals. Good God, map visuals. I will say some of the battle effects are a little bit overwhelming. I definitely will continue playing the game. Thank you. What game genres have I played for more than 20 hours? Good question. Shooters? Single player RPGs? Mech games? MOBAs? Don't ask. MMOs? Yes. How many time in the following? Probably 21 to 100. MMOs, 101 to 5. Single player RPGs, an unfortunate amount. MOBAs, a super unfortunate amount. Mech games, not that much actually, but I like them a lot. Which of the following have I played for over 50? Over 50. Probably Helldivers. Let's see. Actually, probably Destiny back in the day. Fortnite, Warframe, for sure. First Descendant, probably at this point. Yeah. Over 20. And these are more like the actual mech games. Actually, it's just Armored Core at this point. I haven't played any of these others. I want to get into some of them. Have I done mech things? I guess I shared mech-related content. In the past 6 months, yes, I do have some models. I like building them. They're fun. And yeah, I guess I watched a film or two. Yeah. Yeah, I did those. Any feedback? Open to a follow-up chat? Sure. I liked the game enough to give the people that much stuff. Okay, that I think speaks to the strength of the game more than anything else, is that I was willing, not only was I willing, I was happy to do the survey. That, I think, speaks a lot more to all of that, to the game's quality than anything else. Ooh. Complete the deployment to earn... Oh, that's a lot of... That's enough for Panther. Do I just get that? I do. Splitter? Reflector drones? Oh, this is the super cool laser guy everyone's using. Inferno, the ultra heavy attacker. Okay. A striker maintenance kit that includes a random mod part and matrix credits. 400,000 matrix credits. Is that enough for all of the current things? Like, is that a beta thing maybe? This looks awesome. I'm going to put it on. I was correct. It is. I guess I should open some crates. Random color upon use. Okay, so that's a bunch of special paints. I might as well open all of them. Good animation there. Good colors. More colors, please. Oh, this was a different crate. Whatever. Whatever this is. I open it. None of those words make sense. I do not understand them. A fast restart solution. Energy fuse cooldown. Energy regen on land. HP recovery. Melee defense. Air dash energy. Air mobility. Ascend speed. Jump energy. Rebalance delay. So like staggers. Okay. So different mods for things. Give me more paint. Thank you. Feel like we're hitting the whole rainbow here. We're tasting the rainbow. I got most of the blues, which I'm pretty happy about. I like a blue guy. Okay, normal supply crates. Some kind of normal-ish mods. Okay. Ooh, there's an open more button. Okay. All of that makes sense. I have a bunch of mods and stuff I can look at now. Ooh, mod. Yes, please. Mod part 1, 2, and 3. Oh, okay. So these are different loadouts I can have. And each... Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each has 3. I can equip 15 mods. Very good. Sure, I guess. I don't have much understanding about anything yet. But I feel like putting all this stuff on is probably better than not doing it. Okay, lots more armor, 6% more, and only a 0.45 second cooldown. That's pretty good, I feel like. Okay, so the mods are specific to part. HP recovery plus 8% melee defense minus 2. Energy defense plus 2%. Blast defense minus 1.5. Energy defense and blast defense again. Okay. So, very energy defensive now. Ooh, lots for the weapons. Alright, no, these are the boosters. I mean, we're not really doing much with ascending at the moment, but, you know, sure, I guess. Takes slightly more energy to jump, but we do it faster. I don't need much air mobility. I kind of just need to get to the next place and hit a guy. Let's see. What are these doing? Oh, rebalances. Okay. I mean, just put on the best stuff probably still works in this game. Like, I just started. I will have time to overthink this later. Mind projection cockpit. I only have 2 here. Reticle size and lock-on evasion delay. Okay, so I do not want to do anything to the lock-on range at all at this point. Weapon. It's a weapon. Can I change that out at some point in the future, possibly? Oh, this is that guy. I have enough credits now to just get Panther. lots of shields and a lance. And that's all he does is shields and lance. Very aggressive. I'm not going to worry too much about missions at the moment because they gave me so much stuff already. I don't feel like I need it. Let's just go play as Panther. You know, we're betaing right now. We're testing things. I feel like this is a new map again. We got a Hurricane, a Tricera, a Welkin. I'm good to be a Panther in this one. Medium Brawler, light support, mostly heavies though. So I'm gonna be doing a good bit. Panther flying a Panther though. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, this is an escort mission. Got it. So this is not a battle royale. Whoever told me it was a battle royale is like high. This is a 6v6 team fighter. That's what this is. Ooh. So if I need to, I can switch out my shield for a different thing. Okay, so the lance needs some time to recharge. Got it. Okay, I'm getting a feel for him. I am not feeling this character at all. That's sad. I don't understand. Why can't I do anything? Did someone like EMP strike me? No, energy deplete. I have a stamina bar? You're kidding. I am not feeling this guy at all. How do you even do this? I might have to like take him into testing or something. Okay, I'm almost getting it, I think. I have to work in large pulses. Gotta get him off his car. Our car... Okay, so there's two cars. They're both moving at the same time. Ours is far ahead. I just have to get this guy off of his. Owie.
Signal console activated. The payload is swiftly advancing. Board transport vehicle and continue advancing payload. Shield on. Unavailable now.
Yay, one of my guys came back to help me. Because this guy has fucking flyy discs of death.
Enemy down.
Okay. We're bringing it back. While our guy is moving forward very quickly. Like to see it. Where'd he go? They're not even trying to stop our car right now, are they? No, they're not even attempting. I don't think they know our car exists.
Shield activated. Console C activates in 20 seconds. Weapon not ready.
Oh, I'm almost dead.
Sub-tire from capture console C before the enemy.
Where is console C? It's all the way up there.
Energy low.
Okay.
Shield advancing payload signal.
Owie.
Signal
Okay,
console
I'm
activated.
kind of getting Panther.
Sub-tactic.
The idea seems to be use the shield until your opponent it parries himself on it, and then go in with a flurry of strikes. That seems to it's a hello, Haley. Hi, how you doing?
Landing area.
I'm kind of getting the playstyle. It's taking me a second to lock in.
Entering combat zone. Optical camo drone will soon go offline. Autopilot can now fire control system unlocked.
I'll get their support here.
Shield deactivated.
Okay, yeah. The spear is mostly here to help me close distance and possibly break a shield. Gotta get this guy off of our fortress here. Oh, another panther. Okay, see, like that, what I did right there. Ow! Okay, I mean, we're still winning this by a good bit, so I'm not worried. I'm just kind of feeling it out right now. Oh, it was Big Laser Man. Oh, is this her? No, this is Splitter.
Enemy down. Striker red landing area. Switching to boarding mode. Entering combat zone. Optical camo drone will soon go offline.
You know, they're all fighting over our car. I'm just gonna go sabotage theirs at this point. Feel like that's probably our best move.
Stabilizing.
Because none of them are on it. So I can be.
Advancing payload.
Bye-bye. Someone want to come stop me? This is my car now. And I have a pretty decent idea where they'll be coming from, so I can just wait for them. Oh, nope, we're done. Neat. Look at that. We lit up the city before they did, I guess. Okay. No surprise that the Hurricane was the MVP. Oh, there are other outfits.
MVP.
That looks cool. I want that. Oh, it's ranked now. Is there a battle pass? Okay. Pilot. Oh, I can get it. It's almost as expensive as Panther was, but sure. Leg accessory, though. Why are we over here now? I don't understand. I didn't hit that. Oh, it's from the battle pass. Okay. I can only buy that one. Got it. Well, I still want all the cool stuffs. So, like, what is the idea with Panther? He's a line breaker. So I'm supposed to be the guy that charges in, breaks the line. Inferno is pure suppression. Let's try him again. Let's try him out. We need to give him a proper try. I'm a little sad that I don't click with the Panther one as much as I would hope. There's a fly in my room. I don't know how it got here, but I would like to kill it. But I can't yet. I have nothing to kill it with at the moment. And I am preoccupied because I'm live. So there's that too. Beep, boop, 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 boop.
Obtain launch keys from 3 data terminals to restart the rocket launch. A key will periodically be generated at
Point capture.
Obtain and upload the keys to launch site before Windrose.
I guess it's some kind of point cap. Capture 3 points, then capture main point, I guess is the idea.
Entering combat zone.
I see why someone called it a battle royale,
Camo drone will soon go
because it's got the drop in, right? But that's not what battle royale is.
secure and submit keys to the central launch site.
All right, well the first one's right here. How do I secure and submit you?
Key generates at point B in 60 seconds.
Oh, capture the flag. Got it.
Fire from left.
What just happened? I do not understand my weapons at all.
Fire from left.
Oh, there's a sniper. I'm gonna go deal with that. Gonna put some pressure on her at least.
Available now.
Oh, I see. I'm not what I thought I was.
Available now.
Oh, I am what I thought I was, but everyone only ever uses that move. Got it. Someone needs to go get that sniper. How do I...
Weapon at ready.
Is it possible to, like...
Key generated at point B.
Okay. I'm starting to understand this kit. I might like it. It's gonna...
Key generates at point A in 30 seconds.
Okay, someone needs to get to point A. Okay, I'm kind of understanding him. I feel like I'm not doing a whole lot of damage.
Enemy secured key. Enemy down.
Attack marked target. Attack
Landing
marked
area
target.
confirmed. Entering combat zone. Enemy carrier down. Key
Okay.
Attack marked target.
fire control system unlocked.
Over here.
Unavailable now. Unavailable now.
What was... okay, hello, sir. Hi.
Key generates at point C in 30 seconds.
We're doing better than they are, at least.
Target.
Stop disrupting me, please. I've got stuck on fucking geography. Okay.
Key generated at point C.
Oh, this is more powerful than I thought it was. Okay. Good to know. I know that one's powerful. The other one didn't feel as powerful, but I guess it is. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, I'm mostly suppression in this role. It's just an energy version of the other guy.
Enemy down. Striker ready. Landing area confirmed. Entering combat zone. Optical camo drone will soon go offline. Fire control system unlocked.
Big hit. There we go. You might want to back up, sir.
Weapon not ready. Assist.
Oh, he's down already. Okay.
Key generated at point B.
They're gonna pick it up first.
Warning. Enemy secured key.
Attack marked
Intercept
target.
now.
He disabled me.
Enemy carrier down. Key intercepted.
Go down, go down.
Down.
Attack marked target.
Where is the marked target?
Key generates at point A in 30 seconds.
I hate this. Please go away. There's a fucking drone in my face every couple seconds here. I hate that.
Warning. Abnormal EIC haze density. EIC pulse storm incoming.
Storm. What does that mean for me?
Warning. EIC pulse storm. Key generated at point A.
Oh, it's affecting lock-ons, is it? Oh no, that was a friendly. Owie.
Initiating ejection.
I'm feeling this one more than Panther, but not by a significant degree. Battle Axe does look cool, though. I'll give him that.
Striker ready. Landing area. Switching to boarding mode. Enemy carrier down. Key intercepted. EIC haze density decreasing. Key generates EIC at 1B in 30 seconds. EIC haze density returns to normal. EIC pulse storm ended.
Him again.
Key generated at point B. Battle ends in 180 seconds. Key secured. Provide cover.
There we go. Okay. I mean, still an overwhelming victory. I feel like I was doing my job more so as the game went on. And my job is not to sit in one place. It's to be flying around the edges, disrupting, and occasionally getting off a kill shot. I did nothing there. Okay. Oh, hello.
MVP.
8 and 10. All right, well, good job. Let's see, what did I get? There's little awards on the side over here. Did I not get one? I don't think I got one. Cool. Most useless person on the team. I'll take it. Like he's definitely suppression. I feel like I should give him one more try. I feel like I should give him one more try. Let's go one more try. I feel like I almost got his concept. Panther, I don't know what Panther's concept is, really. It's something to do with how the shields interact, but I don't understand that, so yeah. I will say, they did something impressive, which is they made all the mechs feel very different. All the mechs have their own fun little gimmick that feels very different from everybody else going on. Let's see. Heavy, heavy, medium, heavy, 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 heavy. I don't actually like that mix. I feel like I need to switch into a Linz here. We need a medium attacker. If they make little kits of these guys, I will buy all of them and make them on stream. I swear. I want kits.
Annihilate the apostles that have infiltrated Sky City.
I will get a brand new camera just to do so.
Complete the mission before EIC haze contaminates the area. Neutralize all enemy units within 3 rounds to halt their plan.
Oh, this is just a 3-round team fight. I'm glad I picked this. We will definitely need it. 3-round team fight. Let's go. Launch when ready. Very nice.
Optical camo drone will soon go offline. Autopilot can get
Fire control system unlocked.
Gotta stick with the team here.
shield activated. Shield deactivated. EIC detonator activates in 200.
No one's getting on my back line while I have anything to say about it.
Enemy down.
Got him.
Summoning beacon deployed.
Oh, I'm down. Okay. I should have taken a moment to summon back the full kit.
Action sequence.
That's fine. Gotta wait for the next round, right? Yeah. I shouldn't have dodged in. I should have pulled back. Oh, there's heal pods around. That's what they were talking about. Very good. Good job, chat, for noticing that. Or not chat, but team. Oh, round 1 victory. I'll take it. I got to kill that round, so I was not heavy. I was not dead weight. Which I will take.
Landing area confirmed. Entering combat. The new round has begun.
Fire control system unlocked.
Assist. Unavailable. EIC detonator activates in 210 seconds. Summoning beacon deploys in 30 seconds.
Got to use the shield. Find the jump is enough to throw most people off, especially at close range. Just gotta bully them just enough. Just gotta keep the bully up.
Summoning beacon deployed. Enemy down.
As soon as I saw him tank up and I knew they were just gonna wail on him, that was when I knew I could go melee here. It's a Welkin. Oh,
Insufficient engine output.
nice. Is this a healer? It is. Love to see it. Last guy's right up here. Last two guys.
Unavailable now. Melee mode. Assist.
We got him? We got him. Okay, this is a fun mode. I like this mode. It's best out of 3, so 2 is a win, right? Yeah, 2's a win. 2 is a win.
Enemy down.
It's a lot of guns there. Lot of guns.
MVP.
Let's see, did I get anything? I did not. Optimal adaptability 1. Possess a number of strikers. Oh, it got me supply crates. Accumulate kills with protagonist. Achieve victories. Cool. I like this game a lot. This game is neat. Some more mods. The mods feel like something I need to revisit like every 50 matches or something. I will say, Tricera is my favorite at the moment, so I feel like he gets the best paint job. Ooh. Okay, so I guess the more specific paints are for the piloting? But if we make him grayer, it makes him harder to spot. Who's this guy? Whatever. Outfit. Is this a character customization kind of a thing? Can I change the color of the outfit at all? Alter outfit. More? Advanced. There we go. I can make him look like me now. Oh, there are paints I do have and paints I don't have. Very good. So let's see. We need like kind of a dull brownish kind of thing going on. Golden brown, I guess. And then for the main accent colors, the darker blue. Other accents include lighter browns and yellows. Oh, that's his tie. Yellow tie. There we go. I don't think I can get brown enough to really match my suit too well, but that feels pretty good. Feels pretty close. It's got all the right stuff in the right alignments. Okay. I think one more fight and then we'll be done for today, because that'll be 3 hours. Oh, also, yeah, I have won every game I've played today. Oh, we got a good mix this time. I'm gonna be the only heavy on the field, actually.
Ready to strike.
Can we get one more heavy, actually? Mr. Sleepy, can we get one more heavy? Mr. Sleepy? Or Mrs., I should say. We're gonna start, we're ready or not, man.
Pilot proceeding on board.
This is gonna need a roll lock, probably. Like Overwatch has.
Mine projection system initiated.
Dismantle the stratum shatterers placed by St. Dinos at the observatory.
Stratum Shatterers again, got it.
Shatterers will speed up if not dismantled in time.
Search and
causing
destroy.
contamination. Reach the target number of dismantled units to halt St. Dinos' plan.
Entering combat zone.
Alright, here we go.
Optical camo drone. Objective. Dismantle stratum shatterers.
Fire control system unlocked.
The moment they get into range. And even a little bit before. Are those like clones or something?
Dismantling stratum shatterer.
Cover me, cover me, cover me. Done! Haha, you lose.
Stratum shatterer. 10 seconds.
Oh, he was waiting for that opportunity.
Stratum shatterer deployed.
That's probably an optimal Panther player. Just based on the way he's dodging in and out. Alright. Okay, I was getting heals. I'm not even gonna complain about it. This isn't a game where like you need heals anyway. Some of these guys have their own heals on them.
First kill.
I can see how that mech would be very fun for me too.
Shatterer deploys in 10 seconds. Entering combat zone.
I'm in the middle of the fray here.
Drone will soon go all stratum shatterer deployed. Stratum shatterer deploys in 10 seconds. Unavailable now. Stratum shatterer deployed. Stratum shatterer dismantled.
I don't think that was us that did it. Am I stuck on geography right now? I was.
Stratum shatterer deploys in 10 seconds. Stratum shatterer deploys in 10 seconds. Stratum shatterer deployed.
My shields were down. It's fine. I was occupying them. I was holding them in that spot. So team could work, hopefully. It wasn't even the guy I was looking at. It was some other guy. So I feel better about that now. Because I was up against like 4 of them at once, and I was holding all of them.
Enemy down. Striker red landing area confirmed. Entering combat
In fact, they're still being held there, which is fine.
Optical camo drone will soon go
We need to go to dismantling.
autopilot can now be disengaged.
Fire control system unlocked.
Stratum Shatterer deploys in 10 seconds. Dismantling Stratum Shatterer. Stratum Shatterer dismantled. Stratum Shatterer deployed.
Okay, they got one.
Stratum Shatterer dismantled large Stratum Shatterer.
Okay, they got two. Less than ideal. Time for me to leave.
Large Stratum Shatterer deploys in 10 seconds.
Ah, shit, that's where I need to be.
Large Stratum Shatterer declared. Unavailable now.
Get moving. The Panther's on me again.
Target out of range. Large Stratum Shatterer dismantled.
Haha, gotcha. He was waiting for that. He's good. Okay, he understands his mission. His mission is to take me out. Right, because he can't attack me when my shields are up, but he knows he can outspeed my turn time, and he's just waiting for me to drop defenses so he can move in. That's very good of him.
Striker Shatterer deployed. Switching to boarding mode. Entering Stratum Shatterer dismantled by enemy.
We need to get over to B.
Camo drone will soon go offline. Autopilot can now be disengaged.
Fire control system unlocked.
Stratum Shatterer dismantled by enemy. Target out of range. Stratum Shatterer deploys in 10 seconds.
Holy. Did I at least hold them? I don't think I did.
Initiating ejection sequence. Stratum.
He just kind of sat there and wailed on me while his teammates did stuff. I was just alone again. I need to play with the team more. That's all it is.
Enemy down. Landing area confirmed.
Ah, nutty. Oh well, the first loss of the day. That's fine. We played like 10 wins in a row. Sometimes we'll lose. It is okay. Oh, yeah, no, I did shit. I did fuck all. I was the heavy. Wait. No, that's not me. Okay.
MVP.
Yeah, that checks out. Oh, I had the highest defense, though. I took so much damage. That's not the brag you think it is, game. That's not the brag you think it is. Okay. All right. So now we're going to find someone to raid, and because we are finding someone to raid, it is time to say goodbye to YouTube. So YouTube, thank you for coming along.